Hello, I'm Alan, and welcome to today's edition of Alan's Cycling Adventures. Today is an easy day. I know it's a matter of perspective. We're only going 53 miles, riding from Syracuse to Utica. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or ideas for future editions of Alan's Cycling Adventures, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Well, without further ado, let's ride. So this morning I actually got a 15-minute late start, but not for the usual reason. In the past days when I've gotten a late start, it's been because I was running late getting to the start. But last night, they told us that we were going to be starting at 9:15 for the early group and 9:30 for the late group. After I went to bed, I believe, they changed their minds and decided that we were going to leave at 9 o'clock for the early group and 9:15 for the late group because of the heat. We were going to try to beat the heat at least a little bit. Unfortunately, I never got the memo, and so I showed up at about 9:08, 9:10, something like that, got my bike ready to go, signed out, thought, gee, that's odd. Why did a bunch of people sign out at 9? We're not leaving until 9:15. It never dawned on me until we were about to roll out that all the people around me were people in the late group. And I looked around and I didn't see the usual faces, Alex and Terry, Rich, Jeff, and by then it was too late. So I just rolled out with the late crowd and let them go up the road and just rode my pace, especially after what I did to myself yesterday. Anyway, today we rode from Syracuse to Utica, all in New York. I left at 9:17 a.m. It was cloudy at the start, 76 degrees with a feels-like temperature of 78. The humidity was 68% and the wind was 7.3 miles per hour from the south-southwest. So we did have a bit of a tailwind today, but it was a light breeze. And the length of today's ride was 57.95 miles. I did so at an average moving speed of 16.0 miles per hour and a maximum speed of 35.6 miles per hour. My total moving time was 3 hours, 37 minutes, 21 seconds, and my elapsed time was 4 hours, 38 minutes, 38 seconds. My average heart rate today was 114 beats per minute, and my maximum heart rate was 131 beats per minute. According to Garmin and Strava, I burned 1,077 calories today. I had an average cadence of 71 RPM and a maximum cadence of 97 RPM. In terms of elevation gain, Strava and Ride with GPS were pretty close in their estimates. Ride with GPS said we were supposed to get 1,264 feet of elevation. Strava's map data called it 1,261 feet, so only a difference of 3 feet. Garmin's barometric data came up with 1,362 feet. According to my cadence sensor, I had 14,665 pedal strokes, and according to Strava, I had an average power output of 107 watts. In terms of the ride, there were no Garmin climbs today. There were some climbs, some little hills, but nothing substantial. We started in Syracuse, rode through East Syracuse, Minoa, Kirkville, North Chittenango, Canastota, Wampsville, Durhamville, Oneida, Oneida Castle, Sherrill, Vernon, Westmoreland, Whitesboro, and finally we arrived in Utica. In terms of tomorrow's ride, we are riding to Troy, New York. It's a long one. It's 101.8 miles. with a total elevation of 2,502 feet, according to Ride with GPS. Because of the length of tomorrow's ride, combined with the fact that it's supposed to get really hot, feels like temperatures above 100. Because of those two factors, we have an early start tomorrow. Everybody is starting at 6:45 a.m. Breakfast doesn't start until 6 a.m., so that's going to raise a challenge for me. I have to change my normal morning routine tomorrow to make sure that when I get to breakfast at 6, I am packed, I am dressed, I have my sunscreen on, everything is ready to go. I think I'm going to bring my stuff downstairs with me before I go to breakfast, so that after breakfast I can just hit the restroom, the public restroom on the first floor, and be ready to go. So that is my plan for the morning. That went really fast. I was talking fast and avoiding any thoughts on today's ride because of the length of the ride. In terms of the ride itself, because of my late start, I did not really see most of the people that I normally see on the ride. Towards the end of the ride, I guess it was, I did run into Jeff. He commented that it was pretty hot, and I passed him and noticed that he was not going as fast as he normally goes. So I hope he's okay. Tomorrow is going to be rough, so I hope he's well hydrated going into tomorrow. I hope I am well hydrated going into tomorrow. I did notice today that while I was writing up my notes for this video, I was getting a little bit of crampiness in my left hand. I am left-handed. I was getting cramps in my left hand as I was trying to write my notes. And so I think I'm going to take some extra electrolytes tonight and drink a bunch of water and hope for the best for tomorrow. I do not want to get dehydrated tomorrow, that is for sure. Some of the people have been talking about using the arm coolers and leg coolers and head coolers that we had going through the desert out west. I think I'm going to pass on that. I found all that stuff very uncomfortable. I'm more comfortable just, bare-skinned and with lots of sunscreen on. So I think that is the strategy I'm going to use. On the way into Utica, I initially couldn't find any place to stop. I eventually found this McDonald's, which I'm about to pull into, and I'm about to arrive at the hotel. So that's all for now. All right. I am here in Utica at the hotel, and it's not even 2 o'clock, and I have already had my lunch. So it's a good day. Well, until next time, stay safe out there.